In this video, we will explore powerful short stories that will inspire, uplift, and transform your life. Each story holds a deep lesson about faith, hope, and God's presence in our lives. Stay till the end, as these stories may change the way you see life forever. The locked door, when God says wait. Have you ever felt like you're knocking on doors that won't open? Maybe there's a reason for the delay. Let's move towards our first story. A man stood before a locked door, praying for it to open. He pushed and pushed, but it wouldn't budge. Frustrated, he stepped back and questioned why the door remained closed. Then, he looked down and saw a key in his pocket. Sometimes, we try to force our way through life's closed doors with our own strength. But when we trust in God and surrender to His timing, He opens the right doors at the right time. God has already given us what we need. We just need to use it. James 1 verse 5. The second story is the sparrow's shelter, safe in God's hands. What do you do when life storms hit? Do you try to fight alone or seek shelter? Let's move forward to this story. A storm raged, and a small sparrow struggled to keep its nest together. Just when it seemed hopeless, the bird hid under a large tree and found shelter. No storm is greater than His power, and no worry is bigger than His love. In His presence, we find true security and rest. In life's storms, we find refuge under God's wings. Psalm 91 verse 4. Third, the lost coin, a love that seeks. Fabaloon, have you ever lost something valuable and searched desperately for it? Imagine how much more God longs for you when you stray. Here we go. Jesus told a parable about a woman who had 10 silver coins, but lost one. Though she still had 9, she lit a lamp, swept the house, and searched carefully until she found the missing coin. When she finally found it, she rejoiced and called her friends and neighbors to celebrate with her. No matter how far you have strayed, God is actively searching for you, shining His light into the darkest places to bring you back. And when you return to Him, all of heaven rejoices. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Luke 19 verse 10. This was the great parable that Jesus taught to the people. The title of next story is The Crackpot, Purpose and Imperfection. Do you sometimes feel like you're not good enough? That your flaws make you useless? This story proves otherwise. Let's move forward to this story. A man carried 2 pots of water, one cracked, one perfect. The cracked pot fell to shame for leaking water daily, but the bearer smiled and said, "Your cracks have watered the flowers along the path." What seemed like a flaw had secretly been a blessing all along. God uses even our imperfections for His purpose. God does not require perfection. He works through our shortcomings to fulfill His plan. The very thing you see as your weakness may be the reason someone else finds hope, faith, or encouragement. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. Next story is of the 2 wolves, the battle within. Have you ever felt like you're constantly struggling between good and bad thoughts? This old wisdom will help you decide which path to take. A boy told his grandfather, "I feel like 2 wolves fight inside me. One is good, one is bad." The grandfather said, "The one you feed wins." With God's help, even our weaknesses can be transformed into strengths. The goal is not just to silence the bad, but to let the good lead. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans 12 verse 21. The next story is last but not the least. It is one of my favorites, The Candle and the Wind, Strength in the Storm. Sometimes we fear challenges because we think they will break us. But what if they make us stronger instead? What do you think about it? Here we go. A small candle feared the wind, but later it realized that the wind made it burn brighter. Faith is not about never facing storms. It's about standing strong in them. No matter how strong the winds of life may blow, if you hold on to God, your light will never be extinguished. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1 verse 5. No matter what struggles you face, remember that God is always with you. He uses brokenness, trials, and delays to shape us into something greater. Which story inspired you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let these stories be a reminder that faith, hope, and trust in God can change everything. Thank you.